Alright guys, Papa Pepper back again, working on a couple different things as usual, and a lot of times when I'm working on the computer, I've got to let the computer do things, or I have little breaks, so I try to accomplish a couple things at the same time. I've got some new, wood burning tools lately, so I'm able to, make some pretty nice letters and prints and stuff, but I figured, you know what, I can let things heat up ahead of time, and I'll start doing things because these should last for years to come. This is inch oak here. But there, pepper Carolina Reaper, pepper cayenne, pepper ghost. Got some different peppers and peas I'm going to put as well. And then planting some carrots here pretty soon. So we got a variety of oxheart amarillo, lunar white, the little finger, cosmic purple, and the Alaska pea. Some peas I'm probably actually going to try to put in today. But I thought, you know what, if I do these, they'll look nice, they'll last for years to come. It's fresh wood now, it'll become weathered in time. I should be able just to screw them into some little things. You can move them each year. And even like with the carrots, if I let a couple overwinter, then the second year they'll go to seed. There's a way to force it, I guess, too, in 1 year, but I just leave them in 1 year, and then the next year they grow up and they go to seed. I can collect the seeds, and I can use these if I'm growing the same varieties for years to come. So just a little different something that I wasn't really planning on doing, and it seems like a ton of work. But once again, if I do all the work up front and it lasts for years, it makes my life easier in the future, and then my wife knows what we're dealing with too, and anyone else who kind of comes through for a garden tour can see what we've got growing. So I've got probably hundreds of these to make up by the time I'm done. But I already got, I don't know, 9 of them, so there might be hundreds. If I've got 9, I've at least started. So I'm gonna get these ones ready to go, and I'll put a couple kind of out there and test them out to see how they work. So at this point, there's a couple things I'm gonna do. Number one, I'm just looking for some sort of sticks that'll work to hold them in the dirt. I've got tons of brush piles around here. I got a couple other things I'm actually gonna be using these sticks for, but I don't really need this to last for years and years. Not looking to put on a metal pole or something like black locust maybe that'll last a longer time. So I'm just gonna use my chop saw, which is one of my favorite tools. I think down here they sell them about 10 bucks a piece at like Tractor Supply, but back in Wisconsin I think they were $7.99. So they've got a cool little hook here, nice blade there, serrated edge here, big hook here. Really good. Cut my finger open once, really good, some years back with them. But I've probably got 4 or 5 of these around the property, just so I got one handy. I'll be using those to shape my sticks. And then with these, I'm probably just gonna use a screw or 2, but I'm gonna also pre-drill the holes just so I don't split it when I put a screw through. Nice thing about using a screw instead of a nail is that a couple of years from now, if I need a new stick, I can just, by that point, probably have one of the kids make me one, and unscrew it from the one, screw it onto a new one, put it back in the ground, and it should be pretty cool. And I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing how some of this stuff looks marking it when it's got just a bunch of lush green stuff coming in behind it that's making us food. So that's a couple things I'm gonna do real quick here, and then we'll go put one in the garden, see how it looks. And I'm actually gonna get planting here pretty soon because our last frost date is probably in about 3 or 4 weeks. So there's plenty of stuff I could have planted already, like kale, and there'll be some stuff coming up that I get to right now and here in the near future. So looking forward to that. So I'll also be planting some of my carrots soon, spinach, kale, a number of things, but my peas are one thing that's going to be going in here really quickly. And along here, I'm going to run one of my shorter peas. Some peas are kind of a shorter one. These Alaska ones should get up to about 2 or 2.5 feet. I do have some as well that are going to be full 6-footers, which I'm actually going to use cattle panels or maybe some wire to train them up. I may run some short wires here, but this is the place where I'm going to have these. So since this is the approach from the garden where we'll usually be looking at it, this will let me know that this is a row of Alaska peas. And actually, I may be able just to run the wire from this over to another pole all the way along this 20-foot section or so. So I could have waited until I hammered this in to screw these in, and I do have longer screws if need be too, but I think this will work out just fine. And again, my raised beds are pretty soft, So all I'm trying to do is to get it through the soil in my raised bed down into the, the hard clay beneath it. It should stand here for the year. Like I said, it may even be sturdy enough to use some wire to support some stuff, but we'll see how it goes. And then I'll know what's planted here, and so will everyone else. So that'll make them easy enough to identify, easy enough to change as time goes on. And like I said, I think between the mulch paths, the rock, you've got kind of, this will be weathered wood eventually. It kind of look like barn wood with the sticks for stakes when you have the lush green stuff growing behind it. I think it'll be a real aesthetic and pleasing way too, but a good chance to know everything. And one thing I want to do too is a lot of the plants I'm growing already, and a lot of the ones I plan on getting in the future are actually from different people that I know. So I can mark down, if I grow some moringa from Bob Mel's Gardens, I'll mark that as such. If I've got some moringa from Wholesome Roots, I'll mark that as such. And a lot of different other things too like that. So it'll let me know what I'm dealing with, where I got things from, what does well, what they are. And then like I said, if I save my own seeds and use them for years to come, I can use these markers for years to come too. Alright guys, I got more stuff to do. Papa out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.